Okay, happy summer, everyone, and welcome to the Sports English Podcast. I'm Phil Riccobono, along with Kirsten Waechter, and our very special guest today, all the way from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, Steel Country,
That's
Mr.
right.
John Kowalski. Attorney John Kowalski. Um,
I really don't do a lot of legal work anymore, so it's a good title, but that's about it.
Dr. John Kowalski. Also, we can
Well,
call
yeah,
him.
yeah.
Yeah. So we have
It's
two.
always good to use that when you check into a hotel.
There you
You
go.
always
I
get a
can.
better room in here.
You can prescribe legal advice, and I could prescribe vocabulary words for baseball. That's about it. Well, thanks to meet you, John. Thanks for coming here. Nice to finally meet you virtually and hopefully in person one day. So
Hmm.
John is here. John is just to preface. He's authored a book, just finished writing it, and we're going to publish it. And it's called John or American Football.
English for America. Yeah, the full
Yep.
title. It's a football book, though. Yeah.
Yes. So kind of like Kirsten's book for football soccer. That's a different football, and that's in a different argument.
Yeah.
And baseball. Now we're very happy to have John on board here. John, why don't you tell the listeners and viewers a funny story of how we met virtually? Um, yeah, some years ago.
Yeah, it was on LinkedIn. I had worked in Japan for several years, and so I was interested in the culture and business. Did a lot of work there. Um, so I looked. I saw your some kind of a post that you had for your book, and it was either in like Japan business or Japanese intercultural consulting. So one of those. But anyhow, I saw it and I was interested. I said, "Oh, that's great." So I think I sent you a message that I liked it, and eventually bought the book. And then we started talking, and I said, I was interested in basically in just the uh, flag football at that time. And I remember, saying, "Hey, I could do a book on flag football." Because it was big and it's getting bigger now. But you said, no, no, let's try and just do football. So anyhow, that's right when I started, and I think I bit off a lot more than I could chew because it's taken several years to get this thing done.
Oh yeah, it takes years, right, Kirsten?
That's actually pretty normal, John. The first ideas I had about soccer, so teaching English for soccer, I did my first workshop on a topic in 2013. The book finally came out in 2023. So it takes really years because you really have to think about what could attract this and what do you want to put in and everything. And I looked at the book already and it's very knowledgeable. So there's so many nice stories and details and everything. So yeah, so I think it's going to be great.
Well, yeah, the problem that I had is that American football is very complicated. When you get down to details, and this book, it hits on a lot of the details. So it's really good, not just for English learners. It's also going to be good for people that speak English, but still don't have all that detail or knowledge. So it works both ways.
Yeah, it's a lot of technical vocabulary in there, and you're an expert in it. How did you become an expert in football, John? What's your background in it?
Well, it first started when I was a little kid, and we used to play tackle football without equipment, in the backyards. Then I started playing football in they called it midget football, which was the youth football now, and so I played that for several years. When I finally got into high school, we didn't have a football team. We had a soccer team. I didn't play soccer either, so. But anyhow, I then got to college, played there on touch football, which was full contact. I mean, except for the tackling, it was full contact. You do what you want. 6 players on a side, and so we played that for several years, and played against some really good players. To tell you the truth, a lot of the guys that came in graduate school were Michigan State players and West Virginia players, things like that. So we actually it was pretty good. And then I got into when I was in college in my last year. we finally decided to bring back football to Duquesne University. That was, they had last played, I think it was in 51, and this was now 69. So now we had a few months to get a team together. So a lot of the guys that I played with on my touch football team and some of the other teams, we got enough guys together to be able to start a team. And we started from scratch. I mean, really, we had uniforms, helmets, stuff like that, general stuff, but no extra pads, and we didn't have, you had to bring your own shoes. So it was it started out as a club team, and first year, I think we won 3-4 games. Third year of the program, they won the national championship for their division. So really picked up quite a bit. And right now they're a D1 a football championship series team, and they've won quite a few conference championships in the last several years. So good. The program has really increased. We have we're actually playing the University of Pittsburgh with D1, bowl team. We played Florida State a few years ago. We start playing big schools. They get a lot of that way. When you get into your division, it makes it a lot easier when you're playing against big teams like Florida State or Pitt or West Virginia. So anyhow, that's how I got started in it. So I was always interested in it. The interesting thing is I haven't coached it. My only coaching experience as far as football goes is with soccer.
Yeah. And Kirsten's a big soccer person.
Yeah. I actually ended up coaching a couple university teams in the Pittsburgh area for several years. I also coached adult teams, and pretty successful.
Do you see a lot of overlap between soccer and football, or American football and football or soccer?
Well, there was back in the 1800s. Yeah. When American football was basically association football or soccer. So yeah, but nowadays, what do we see? 11 players, maybe. That's about the difference in it. I mean, there's strategy, but it's different. Our strategy on American football is basically a series or a play at a time, whereas in soccer, you're looking at the whole picture for a longer period of time. So,
yeah, I think the moves are different. So you really have to think about the strategy, because we don't break that often in soccer. But you mentioned flag football, and I know you covered this in the book. Could you explain what flag football is about, John?
Yes, it's football played with a regular size football. And instead of tackling, you have flags on a belt. Well, streamers, actually. They call them flags, but they're streamers. And to take a player down, basically, is you pull one of the flags. Where the flag is pulled, that's where the ball is now down, and you start another play. Generally, it's anywhere from 5 to, say, 8 people. That's about it. As far as the field's a lot smaller. You're not going 10 yards at a time. You basically need to reach the midpoint line to get another four downs, 4 series of plays to get a touchdown. So it's a lot different. There's no blocking either. So you can't even get in the way of somebody running to try and make a pull a flag. So that's the big difference. Now, when we played back in the day, and even now, there's still touch football leagues. It's when you touch somebody, they're down, or use one hand or 2 hands. It all depends on rules.
Okay, and it's going to be an Olympic sport. Is it going to be Olympic sport in Los Angeles, Phil?
Yes.
Yeah.
And okay. Right now, there's world championships being played all over the world. I mean, different countries and, Spain. Actually, France has a pretty good team. Italy usually has a good team. Austria, Mexico. They're all pretty competitive with the way it's set up now. But in the Olympics, I'm not too sure because they're thinking about letting professional players in on the team. So that would make it, I think, more non-competitive.
Yeah. So I'm just checking. There is actually with the American Football Association in Germany, there's also flag football. So we do have national flag football teams, and it seems to be the Women's European Championships right now. And Germany lost to Finland. So yeah, so obviously we're doing this. So it's a bit like seven rugby when they play seven rugby at the Olympics because they don't need so many players
and the time element as well. I mean, a regular football game is basically 3 hours long, whereas a flag football team could, a game would be like maybe 40 minutes or so total. Yeah. So yeah, it's not that
cool.
Can you see the photo there, the image?
Yeah.
And
you can see you see the yellow flags or streamers that they have, and she's going to try and pull that.
Ah, okay. Good.
And, yeah.
So another reason to buy the book, because people will need to understand this when we get to the Olympic Games in Los Angeles, how this actually works. Yeah,
correct.
Yeah, John has a whole unit on it. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, that's why I decided the last unit to put in there because it was getting more and more popular. And I thought that a lot of people would like to just understand it a bit more as to what's involved. And the good thing is it played everywhere, all ages, because a lot of the you hear complaints about American football from those outside of North America about how complicated it is. It's too dangerous. It's too many injuries. But you can't compete because of the size and a number of players, things like that are involved. But with the limited number of players you need and the fact that it's not a violent game at all, it's really taken hold in outside of North America.
Yeah, and in the NFL, actually, during the Pro Bowl, they're having flag football games instead of full contact pads now, right, John?
Yeah, that's right. And players didn't really want to play anymore. I mean, you get beat up all year, and then you're playing in a fun game, right. But you still need to hit. Otherwise, you get hit, you're going to get hurt. So it didn't really work too well for them over the years, and so then they want to just like these different types of competitions and a flag football game instead.